Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Monday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today I have with me a group called the Ascended who want to talk about the concept of bread and circuses for distractions. You know, you are in this world to experience the gift of the divine, and yet you find yourself suffering. And yet all around you is life and beauty and wonder. Life and beauty and wonder. All around us right now. And we are distracted from the most important part of our journey here. And that is the journey, good morning Kira, that is the journey of reconnecting ourselves to God. It's a fascinating journey, isn't it? So we're distracted. We're all being distracted by things that fascinate us, by shiny, sparkly things, by the illusion of wealth and power. The illusion of wealth and power. A single apple and its seed could eventually feed the entire world. A single apple and its seed could eventually feed the entire world. But we are being distracted by things that have no real value or meaning. You know, like how much value you have towards yourself, how much value your family has to you. We're being distracted terribly. Good morning. Hello, Irene. Hello, Jen. Oh, where am I today? Well, I'm in my almost completed office that we've been working on for a little while. We had to tear this entire room out and then rebuild it. It's quite modest, but it's comfortable. It will serve what it needs for what is to come in these next few months. And there are a lot of amazing things coming to us all. Reminders that the most important thing is in this world right now is love. And that most people don't even know what that is. Right? When the Ascended came to me this morning, they said, there are many, many, many distractions and many people put in positions of authority that seemingly appear to be solving your problems for you, but they're not actually solving your problems. And I think they mentioned this something similar about a year and a half ago, where they said a lot of these high-profile programs that tell you about who's doing what and why they're doing it, and the conspiracies and all these things that are being revealed to us, they say these are just distractions, high-level distractions to keep you fascinated and under the illusion that someone is going to rescue you from the problems that you're facing right now. This is what we're faced with right now, these distractions by people that seemingly are offering us solutions to our problems. And I'm being told that the only real solutions to your problems is your own ability to take responsibility for your life. Many of you cannot even feed yourselves. It's one thing to go out to a grocery store and buy your food. It is another thing to be able to make your own food. If your systems of commerce were to deteriorate sufficiently enough, which they're on the verge of doing, what would you do to feed yourself if there are no trucks to transport your food, nor farmers enough to grow enough? Can you grow your own food? Have you taught yourself this skill? Do you know that that food grows all around you right now? That there is food growing all around you, and you don't even know it. And you go out to these places and you give your tuppence for what it is you think you can get to sustain yourself, but very few of you realize that if there were no such thing as grocery stores, how would you feed yourselves? And so there's these distractions, entertainment, sports, politics, morality. All of these things that people are talking about are distracting you from the real important thing that you need to learn. One, how to take care of yourself properly, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And that's number one. Number two is how can you feed yourself? This is really important. This has been coming up a lot. We just started our first garden this year, and it's a small and little step, but it's a step now. We can grow our zucchinis. We're growing melons as well, tomatoes. A few small things that we want to get familiar with the process of growing. It's probably going to take another year or two to really get a handle on it. If you can start learning to grow food, you need to learn to grow food, even on a small scale. Try a single plant. Try something where you can experience cultivating your own food, because they're telling me that there are things coming in the next few years that are going to certainly cause some problems with our supply chain in terms of how we get food. Most people only believe you get food from a grocery store. Most people don't even know you grow it out of the ground. We're fortunate enough to be living in a region of Canada where food is in a great and abundant supply, where we can go and we can literally walk 20 minutes away and get real food from a field. What an amazing idea. Getting food that you've grown, that's been growing right around you. So all these breads and circuses are distractions, sports and world events, and he said and she said. You need to pay attention, because inside you there's an intelligence waiting for you to return to it. There's an intelligence inside you waiting for you to return to it. I know a lot of people think this is a little crazy, but God lives inside you. Inside you right now. It's beating your heart. And you are not even paying attention to it. All life originates from this consciousness, this unified field of consciousness. And it's a very difficult time for people that are distracted. So things like talk shows and things like that, even things like this that can distract you from pursuing things that will really, really fulfill you, like growing your own food, loving your family, raising your children, building a healthy community. We're so distracted by television and media and these devices that we carry around with us wherever we go. Try putting your phone down. Make a real connection to people around you. It's so important. Not a lot of that happening right now. People are glued to their screens. If the power grid ever went down, heaven forbid, what would you do? Seriously, this is a real possibility. It's happened before. I've been told it's happened many times. Civilizations have collapsed utterly and completely. And we are not the first technological society. Don't ever believe that when they tell you that we're the first technological society. We are not. We are one of many technological societies. In fact, we are simply the offshoot of many previous civilizations. And they all had to figure things out. We got to this place where things are so convenient and easy because of the difficulties we had to manage when other civilizations failed. And I'm not just talking about Rome and Egypt. I'm talking about Atlantis, Lemuria, Mu, Eden, many civilizations, too many to count, that have risen up technologically from the processes of their own previous errors, because that's what happens. People make mistakes. We get lost, and we create silly systems of control and power that disempowers everybody. And then things get reset. When we get out of alignment with God, things will reset. When we get out of alignment with God, things will reset. Not quite there yet. We got about another 20 years, according to Master Jesus. 20 years before we do an actual reset, if we don't change things around. Hi. So, examples of bread and circus. Again, saying this, I say this with all due respect to these individuals. Russell Brand and Joe Rogan. Many of these people, Jordan Peterson, Brett Cooper. Many of these beings that have shared the truth and the knowledge and the wisdom they have with many to educate and uplift and inspire us. It's really amazing. But we have to come to an understanding that having people tell us what the problems are does not solve them. And the way to solve the problems of today is to learn how to take care of yourself. Grow your own food. Keep yourself healthy. Keep yourself grounded. We have all these, yeah, I will. So they're telling me that there's a thing called the hero syndrome. And what they define the hero syndrome as, believing that something or somebody out there is going to solve your problems. They're going to swoop down and rescue you from your problems. It's not going to happen. There's divine intervention, that will happen, but divine intervention usually occurs when you yourself are going to commit to uplifting yourself, to realigning yourself to love, to caring about your fellow citizens. This is something you need to consider doing for yourself. But the hero syndrome, they said, is when we expect something or someone is going to solve our problem. Listening to somebody talk about how the problems can be solved is a problem if you're not solving it yourself. So I'm going to say to you right now, find a way to start growing food. Even if you can just go get a little pot and grow a single plant right now. But do that right now. Just grow a single tomato plant or grow a herb plant. Grow something that you can eat. Anything, but grow something that you can eat to gain and restore yourself to that process. I mean, food grows all around us. There's a wonderful guy named Marcus Rothkrantz who runs a channel on YouTube called The Healthy Life. And he's written this wonderful book. I don't have it handy, it's still packed in storage. But this wonderful book on edible plants that you can go to his YouTube channel and get it. And you can literally walk down the streets in the cities even and find places where food grows. I highly recommend, of course, that if you find yourself foraging for food in the cities, that you make certain you thoroughly and properly clean it with baking soda and water, preferably as a way of cleaning it and getting rid of all the toxins and stuff off the system. But you can literally walk around and find food anywhere. And again, I'm not an expert at that. I've got the book, I've studied it, I find places where I can eat some edible foods where I am right now, where I can go around and pick certain berries and certain leaves and grasses that can be eaten as well. We grow tomatoes and zucchinis and melons and other things that we're learning to grow. By no means are we pros, but learning to grow your own food is so important. Start right now. It doesn't take a lot of space. You know, in 10 square feet, you can grow quite a bit of food. You know, especially if you're talking about food that can reproduce, like Swiss chard, kale, really good foods you can grow and eat in plenty. Mind you, you're going to need to get more for protein. But there are foods, beans and legumes that you can grow that will produce lots of protein for you. But in order to get to that, you have to stop being distracted. To actually start to take care of yourself in the truest sense of the word, you need to get away from television. You need to get away from the things that keep you away from the divine within yourself. Yeah, this isn't my normal day. There are things changing, folks. There are things changing. Wonderful. Hi. There's so much abundance in my garden this year. Yes, it's going to get more and more abundant too. Hello, Elizabeth. Good to see you. You just appeared. Yes, that happens. So yeah, anything that distracts you from learning to take care of yourself, get yourself unglued from the television and unglued from your screens. Go for a walk. Go out and ground on the earth. Drink lots of water. Stay properly hydrated. Start to grow your own food. Spend time with your family and friends. Spend time without cell phones and devices in the way, and really reconnect to each other. You know, it's a beautiful thing to watch your own food grow. It's a beautiful thing to really make a heart connection with people face to face, right? Even this type of connection, we bring people on live occasionally, and that's a really beautiful thing because we can connect to each other all over the world. But watch out for the things that the hero syndrome they're talking about, where you're expecting a politician or a Superman, or you know what do they call them? These superheroes, expecting superheroes to come. They've been conditioning people to believe, to tell you that somebody's going to come and rescue you. All these Marvel movies, all these things, which are very fascinating and exciting. I like to watch them. But when they give you the unconscious belief that somewhere in the world someone's going to rescue you, that's not a good thing. You are your own rescue. You need to really start taking care of your own your own body, your own mind, your own emotions, and start taking care of the people that you love, right? So I think this is going to be more like a speakeasy morning than anything else. I got up a little late and got to the gym a little later than I normally would. Doesn't hurt to do journaling and shadow work while tech is shut off. Yeah, well, there's going to be, they tell me in the next 7 years, there's going to be a big event with our technology that's going to force people to evaluate. I mean, the vast majority of people believe that the grocery store is where food comes from. It doesn't. It's where food is distributed. Food comes from farms, grown from the earth by farmers. And most of those farmers are growing food, having to use fertilizers to keep devitalized soil revitalized. The vast majority of farms aren't producing food in a natural, organic way because it can't make it fast enough to feed all the people. So growing our own food becomes really, really important. Really, really important. After weeding my garden, I used to see Facebook posts about all the medicine I pulled out. Yeah, I know that. Dandelions, right? Crabgrass. There's all kinds of things that are really, really good for you. Weeds are actually very useful for you. Dandelion greens are really awesome. Hi. Jen's asking, can you give a suggestion for when it feels difficult to move away from distractions long term? For when it feels difficult. Yes, symptoms of when it's difficult when you're watching TV. You're going to the movies, you're spending inordinate times being obsessed about this sports team or that sport team, or you're obsessed about politics and this politician and that party and this thing. Anything that distracts you from doing things that are meaningful to your life. I mean, sitting down and watching a movie can be a lot of fun. You know, we all do it. But when watching television becomes a way of life, or sitting in front of your phone and scrolling through your screen is what's taking up most of your time, you're not living, you're observing. And living is being a participant in life. You want to become a participant in life. Yes. For those of you that are wondering, I have a group with me called The Ascended that are talking about bread and circuses and how they distract us. Sports, entertainment, politics, they've become distractions, inhibitors of life. Social issues that have become hotbeds for making life not a very pleasant thing for the unborn, for example. There are things going on that are harming life in terrible ways. Yeah. Hi, Tanya. Good to see you. But yeah, you want to just get away from the distractions. Just spend time, go out and ground. Every day, you should spend at least 15 minutes every day out on the grass. When I'm finished here, I'm going to go out and I'm going to clear an area to relax and chill. Hi. Well, the economy isn't the big issue. The financial world and the economy is not the big issue. The big issue is that most people don't know how to take care of themselves. Most people are dependent now on grocery stores. They're dependent upon technology. They're dependent upon the banks. They're dependent upon the governments. They're dependent upon welfare. They're dependent on something outside of themselves. The real problem is most people don't know how to take care of themselves anymore. They don't know how to grow. They don't know how to make clothes. They don't know how to grow food. And that's going to be a real problem. All it would take is one little blip from the sun. A significant solar flare could send us back to the Stone Age in seconds, right? And that would be a very interesting time for everybody. And if you don't know how to grow food, if you don't know how to read where to get natural food or how to build a shelter or certain fundamental things like that, it's going to be very interesting. There's interesting times coming, people. Very interesting times. Yeah, 15 minutes a day. You want to ground for 15 minutes a day. Virginia's saying, thank you again for the message from my mother a few days ago. I keep on watching it every day. You have helped me so much. God bless you. I have only one more question. Will I be with my daughters again? Yes, you will, of course, but it requires a couple of things. It requires that you be open to them. You see, right now you're expecting them. You're expecting them. You're desiring them to come to you. You need to open up to them. Like energetically say, I'm open and receptive to you. Like literally, you can actually speak those words telepathically to your daughters. I'm open and receptive to being with you. But not open and receptive in the way that you're trying to grab them and use your energy to pull them into you. You want to say, here I am. I love you. I honor you. I cherish you. And I'm here for you. And then be open. And if you are deeply and sincerely committed to being completely open and receptive to your daughters, then in all sincerity it will happen. It's inevitable. It's a law. When you're in a state of real open receptivity, certain things will happen. But yeah, the statement is, I'm open and receptive to have you in my life. That's the statement you want to use. I'm open and receptive to having you in my life with love and grace. Everything should be done with love and grace, shouldn't it? When is the best time for me to call Dave? I'm getting 3 o'clock in the afternoon is a good time to call Dave. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Hi, guys. I grew zucchini and tomatoes for the first time this season. Congratulations. Anything you can say about my endometritis? Yes, Curly, you need to release. A lot of people, there's a correlation, and science has already proven this. There is a correlation between thoughts, emotions, and what happens in your body. When you have an experience that's exciting, right? Something really amazing happens to you. Don't you find yourself like, wow? Your whole nervous system, your body functions differently. If you have something scary and frustrating, your body reacts in a different way. Different emotional experiences cause effects in your body. And again, I'm not a medical doctor or a medical professional, but I'm speaking completely from my own personal experience because I've had some very challenging physical events in my life that I've overcome because of what I've been taught. And if I tune into your endometritis, there's a great suffering and pain around young children for you. Something around young children. I'm getting young children, that there was some suffering, and that the emotion from that suffering is literally stored in your ovaries. You need to release those emotions from the ovaries, those stored up emotions, because we store emotions. You store emotions in your body. You do. If you get angry on a regular basis, you store that anger in your body. If you're happy on a regular basis, you store that energy in your body. If you're fearful, you store that fear in your body. If you don't learn how to release old emotions from the body, it stays stored and it accumulates. Emotions that you do not release accumulate and regenerate in the body. So you want to get to a place where you're not storing those emotions. You need to release those emotions from your reproductive organs. You've got some emotions that you need to release from your reproductive organs, right? And most of them are fear. Again, if you want to go through a process, I highly recommend you book a reading with me, and your guides and your angels will work through me and assist you in letting go of those old emotions from those parts of your body, the reproductive system. Yeah. Hi. Glad you caught me today too. My life has changed from whatever you have said in the past few months. You're very, very welcome. And it's changed for the better. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been told that, you can save a reading with me or taking one of our courses will save you years and years and years of therapy. I kid you not. If you take any one of our master classes, you book a series of readings with me, it will save you years and years and years of therapy. We've had people come in, and after taking a course, they said, I just paid for 10 years worth of psychotherapy, and you solved my problems in the last 3 weeks. It wasn't me personally, but the guides and angels that work through me that teach people, that help them overcome certain limitations they have. Wonderful. Glad to hear that. Hi. Restoring the ocean of consciousness is not the easiest job. Could be, maybe, though. Restoring consciousness, every time you raise your vibration to love, the vast majority of people live in fear most of the time. But when you raise your vibration from fear to love, you don't just affect you. It changes what happens in the energy around your body. Literally, there is a field of energy around your body that records and reflects the emotional energy that you hold within your own body. And that emotional energy, when it's in your body, gets translated out through the field around your body. And that field radiates out and is influencing and affecting people around you. When you change your emotion, you change what you're going to affect in the world around you. In this case, if you're in a state of love and grace, then your love and grace is going to affect people in a really powerful way. You want to do that. Affect the world in a really positive way. I got 3 p.m. today, Irene. Wonderful. Somebody's saying, I believe you, and if anyone doesn't, I'll stand up and say you can save yours. Thank you so much. It's very true. We have a lot of people that were in therapy, that were, dealing with alcoholism and drug addiction, that were dealing with deep emotional pains, that are now teaching and helping other people. One of our students, who's now an instructor with in his own program called Christopher Briggs, brilliant, beautiful man, was in a very difficult place, and he'll tell you a story. It's a very beautiful story to watch a man go from that to where he is right now in just a couple of short years. Really quite amazing. It's a real story of triumph. Hi there. Thank you for the gift. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but there's been a change in the barometric pressure here. The temperature went from plus 30 this weekend to it's about plus 10 right now, plus 12 where I am right now. Such a beautiful, refreshing change in energy. And it makes me want to just curl up under a blanket and have a cup of hot cacao and just relax. Hi. Hello, brother. Good to see you. Should I go to a concert on Friday? Denny, I'm getting a no for that. That's not a good idea for you to go to a concert this Friday. QJ's presence is painful, so I keep running away from myself. What will be the eventual outcome of that? Well, you'll just train your body to avoid things. Again, if you want to overcome your fear, if you want to deal with this person very differently than you are, book a reading with me. Don't waste any time. Seriously, book a reading. It'll save you a whole lot of time and energy. It really will. Hi. Good to see you. Yeah. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate that. And those of you on my YouTube channel as well, thank you so much for subscribing and supporting the channel. If you want to ask a question, it's very personal, but you don't want other people to know, use the Linktree link in my bio. You can ask personal questions directly through there. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the donut. Really appreciate it. Wonderful. Wow, look at how short this is. We're not a lot of people here today. I didn't think there'd be a lot of people today. They told me it wasn't going to be a big day. But they did say it was really important to, and I will before we go, to reiterate. Bread and circuses, the things that are being used to distract you from taking proper care of yourself. Entertainment, politics, technology. These things are taking you away from yourself, from the things that really matter. One of the things they've been suggesting is encouraging people to grow food. Even if you can just get a single pot and grow one plant. Grow Swiss chard, but grow something. You need to learn to grow food. Because food does not come from grocery stores. It comes from farms. Grocery stores are distribution centers for food, but they're not where food comes from. Food is grown in the ground. And most of the food that's grown in the ground is mostly devitalized, unless you're in an area where there's little or no pesticide use or fertilizer use, and the food is grown naturally and organically, which there are. There are places that will grow their food organically. Find those places. Make sure that they're real organic, but find local. You know, even if you're in Toronto, you can drive outside the city for 25 minutes and find lots of farms that might have stands out on the street that you can drive up and buy real food, not from the grocery store, and much cheaper as well. Hi there. Is there any reason why that Dr. F would be interested in me? I have no idea. I'm not getting anything at all for that. I usually get something, but not getting something for that right now. Dear sir, you have solved a burden that I have had for 60 years in 2 minutes. Thank you from my heart. You're very, very, very welcome. You're very welcome, Virginia. That's what this channel is for, to help elevate human collective consciousness from fear to love. When they told me to create these channels and start doing these shows Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, they said the only purpose was to elevate human collective consciousness from fear to love, to restore ourselves collectively back to love. But if that's worked for you, I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. Good stuff. Yes. Yes, yes. Not a lot of questions today. It's a quiet day. How do I neutralize or cancel 3 years of fear and negative thinking? It is manifesting in my life. Again, book a reading with me. Your guides, your angels, the ascended masters that channel through me, they will show you exactly what to do to literally release old fear from your body in minutes. Because remember, people, we store emotion. You store emotion even from the moment of conception. You store emotion from previous lifetimes in your consciousness. And that information gets downloaded in your body when you come into this body. And then past lives and this life, emotions get stored. If you do not know how to release old emotions from your body, you're going to hold on to them, and they're going to cause physical difficulties, mental difficulties, and other kinds of challenges. You need to learn how to release old emotions out of the body. You need to find out where you hold them and how to release them. And there's a very simple 3 or 4 step process that I've been taught that I'll teach you. Okay, book a reading. It's really quite amazing. Simple. Hello, Sharon. Welcome. Do I have to relive bad stored emotions to release them? Sharon, this is a great question, Sharon. I'm going to speak from personal experience because I went through 7 years of very intense sexual and emotional and mental abuse at the hands of a stepfather. And it was a very, very difficult, challenging, and emotional time for me for those 7 years. It wasn't up until around age 25 that I began to unravel the emotions. Now, yes, I will. They want me to answer your question directly. You do not have to relive them. You need to learn how to release them and be aware of them. Your emotions are not who you are. Your emotions are the energy that you use for creation. It's important. You need to recognize where those emotions live in your body and how to liberate them from your flesh so you no longer carry them as a burden. And for me, when I was taught how to release the rage and the anger, the guilt and the shame and the self-deprecating thoughts that I had about myself, when I learned how to release all those thoughts and emotions from the body in a healthy and constructive way, I can now remember all the events I went through, and I'm not disturbed by them. I'm not disturbed about those 2 or 3 times a week in the middle of the night when my stepfather would come there. Those memories don't bother me anymore. There's no negative emotional energy connected to that. I've healed it. When you release old emotions from your body, you don't lose memory, you acquire memory. And the memory's not disturbing, it's just information then, right? But yes, you can release old emotions from your body without having to relive them. But sometimes the body will cry letting out these emotions. Sometimes it will laugh letting out those emotions. It's okay to let the body release those emotions the way it knows how to, because the body does. You've just been holding on to it, right? Because as a child, if you're being abused or if you're being bullied, then you store that energy in the body. You keep it trapped in the body. You don't let it out. Because letting it out, in my case, if I let out my anger, or if I let out my fear around my stepfather, I would get punished for showing any sign of emotion that I was in resistance to his desires to assault me, right? If I had any of that resistance at all, I would get punished. So I learned to hide those emotions deep in my body. And I kept them in my body for a lot of years. I held on to those emotions for many years. And the longer you hold an emotion that's negative in your body, the more it will harm your body. Somebody asked a question about endometriosis today. That's because they've got a lot of stored fear and upset around a young age, right? Young children. It's a very difficult time. If you do not learn how to release those emotions, they will come back and they will bite you in the ass. You need to learn how to release these emotions from your body in a safe and effective way. And what they've taught me is the simplest and easiest way I have ever seen. And borne witness to many, many people coming through our master classes that have experienced this liberation from emotion. Don't keep them in your bodies, folk. Let those emotions out. Don't hold on to them. But you got to hold them, let them out in the right way. You can't just vomit them out to people. You have to. There's a safe, easy, and effective way to release these emotions. Book a reading with me. You'll get a quick tutorial on that. Jen's asking, is there anything that will help my grandmother from falling as it continues to happen? She keeps getting UTIs. Yeah, I'm being told you want to get her on cranberry juice. Get her drinking cranberry juice regularly. But I'm also told to tell you she's getting close to the end of her earth walk. She's getting close to the end of her earth walk. Be gentle, be kind, be patient with her as she goes through this process. She's not falling down because she's doing something wrong. She's almost done with this physical form. But for the urinary tract infections, you want to get her on some cranberry juice, real cranberry juice, not the artificial stuff. I'm told ocean spray cranberry juice could be helpful, but you want to get low sugars. But cranberry juice for her UTIs will really help her out a tremendous amount. Can I book a reading, please? Yeah, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and you can book a reading choose a date and time from my calendar there, and you'll be able to book a reading right there. Choose your own date, choose your own time. What if you are not sure where this has come from? It doesn't matter if you're not sure where it's come from. If you're feeling it, it originated something. Because sometimes emotions can come from another lifetime. You know, I was in the 1920s, I was a very wealthy, successful businessman that jumped out of a building during the crash of 29. One of those people that did that. And I carried that forward. I carried the fear and terror of loss forward into this lifetime. And I spent a good portion of this lifetime in what most people call poverty in the Western world, because I carried forward the fear and terror about losing money. So I didn't have any for most of this lifetime, right? So you got to watch. Emotions can come from this lifetime and other lifetimes. You want to really pinpoint and figure out where those emotions are and how to let go of them. Book a reading with me. Go for it. It'll change your life. Hi. Yeah, call with love. If you're going to call with love, Irene. You want to make the call with love. Do not pick up the phone and call that person unless you're in a state of love. Everything you should do with a state of love. How do I... Yeah, we did that. Thank you so much. Hi, Renee. Do you see me having to stay in hospital anytime soon for my health, or will I heal my own health? This is a great question, Renee. Your body's not going to lie to you. Your body's never going to lie to you. The one thing you can trust on this planet is your own body. It will never lie to you. If there's something that doesn't feel right with it, it's because you're not doing something right for it. If you're doing all the right things for your body, it's going to be healthy and strong and vibrant and vital. If you're not doing the right things for your body is going to let you know with pain and discomfort that something is not correct. And it's going to tell you in the language that it knows. And your body knows the language of pleasure, and your body knows the language of pain. And sometimes that language of pleasure can be incorrect. So the body likes the taste of sugars, right? That's because it likes the taste of sugar, and it tastes good. Doesn't mean it's actually good for the body. If your body's getting sick or diseased or weak or brittle bones, anything like that, are because you're not giving the body fundamentally what it needs. And the body needs natural, living, vibrant, healthy food that has all of the right elements that your body needs to rebuild, recreate itself. Because the body will. It's designed to last at least 120 years if it's properly treated, right? But yeah, start listening to your body. How can I start meditation? I know I have something I want to tap into. Sign up for our Masterclass 101. Our Masterclass 101, I believe, is going to be starting in late October. Our Masterclass 101, I believe, starts in late October. You want to sign up for Masterclass 101, where you'll get introduced not only to how to connect to your guides and angels, ascended masters, and other multidimensional beings. You'll connect to your loved ones, but you'll also begin to learn and gain experience with the practice of meditation. And you'll be guided through it, so you'll understand and experience it, and you'll learn to move your consciousness into very different states than the one you're currently in right now. But sign up for Masterclass 102. The exact dates are not up yet, but it's to be announced. But I can assure you, the classes always start on a Saturday and they always end on a Friday. They're 3 weeks long. Sign up for Masterclass 101, Awakening. Will my son come back into my life? Well, I'm getting there's a lot of reluctance. There's a lot of reluctance from him for that. He's got some shame that he doesn't want to face you with. You have to let him know that you love him no matter what. When we are born, does the universe already have a plan on how many years we will be on Earth? Well, there is the organic plan of the body. The body has a life. It has a lifespan. Everyone's body has a lifespan. You can alter and adjust the lifespan by the way you treat the body. Does the universe, I'm being told, yes it does. It has a plan for your body. However, you as a creator may alter that plan by how you interact with the body. You can change, by the way you treat the form, its outcome. I love that. That's really nice to know that too, isn't it? Hi. How long are the classes? Can we do it with a full-time job? Yes. If you got a full-time job, you can do the classes. Every class is live and recorded. So if you can't make a certain class at a certain time, you can always watch the live replay on the private group wall, so you'll never miss a class. Generally speaking, our classes are run from Sundays to Fridays for a 3-week period. So that's Sunday to Friday, and usually one class a day. 3 p.m. on Sundays, I believe, 4 p.m. on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 11 a.m. on the Tuesdays and Thursdays, generally speaking. Yes, I work with myself and my guides, angels, and we have 3 other mediums and a nutritional expert that helps you adjust nutritionally what you can put in your body to raise the body's vibration up. So we have a really great team of people that work with us. So the class will really change your life too. Releasing rage. Do tell us again, please. Again, emotions live in your body. So people that expend a lot of time, you can see it on people's faces, and you can see it on the way they walk or the way they talk, that they hold emotions. If you do not know how to release them, they will stay in your body and they will wreak havoc. Your health will decline if you're holding on to a lot of negative emotions over an extended period of time. And most of the time, once you get into a habit of suppressing or repressing certain emotions, then something will happen. You'll just stick it in and stick it in and stick it in, and then those emotions begin to affect the body adversely. But you can literally release years of emotion in a very short time if you have the right process in place and you're guided through it correctly. You can literally release old emotions in seconds. And we've seen this here on this channel many times. We've had people come on live with us, and you will actually bear witness to people. We had a woman who healed 10 years worth of pain in a few minutes. We've had people, well, you've seen some of the comments here today, people whose lives have been changed in just the last couple of months because they came across our channel. They took a couple of suggestions that were made here, right? But in our masterclass series, you will do a deep, deep dive on healing your body, healing your mind, healing your emotions. It's a really beautiful thing. Thank you so much for the hearts. I really love it. Thank you so much. You need to release it with love and grace. You can't just release an emotion. As most people just blow off steam, they get angry, they let it out in a big explosion. You don't have to do that. You can literally heal emotions in your body and change the energy right there. Yeah, so somebody's making this statement. The statement is that we've used many, many times. I was taught this by my guardian angel, John. Only love can enter my space. Only love can leave my space. You could put that thought in your mind right now and watch what happens. Watch what you start to feel inside. If you close your eyes and just slowly and sincerely make that statement. Only love can enter this space. Only love can leave the space. Make certain when you're thinking or speaking the words that you're doing so in a way that makes them sound sincere, because your body cannot distinguish between the reality of the external world or the reality of your mind. It perceives both your mind and the environment as external to itself. So your body will react to things in the world and things that you hold in your mind as if they're real. So you can change the internal tone of voice and it will change how your body will react to what you're thinking or saying. Only love can enter this space. Are we fallen angels? We are all fallen angels, I was told last week. We are all fallen angels returning back to God, many of us. Some are more fallen than others, of course. Good morning. Will my granddaughter live with my youngest daughter? I get a yes for that. I get a yes for that. It's going to be very exciting for everybody. That's really beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And my prayers, are my prayers being answered? If they're real prayers, if you're asking, if you're praying for somebody or something to do it for you, don't pray that it shall be done. Not that it, do this for me. Pray that it shall be done. It shall be done. Like, deeply feel that what you're praying for is done. Like, deeply feel that what you're praying for is already done. It's already done. You got to get into that feeling. It's already done. Wonderful. Good morning to you too. Earthwalk, oh my God. Do I know you're the difference when I'm in a spiritual, or do I know? Yeah, there is, you can perceive, obviously you can perceive the physical dimension. We have 5 physical senses that let us perceive the physical world: sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. So you have physical senses that let you comprehend the physical dimension, which is just one of many countless dimensions. And then you have these other senses, we call them the clairs. Clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. Clear seeing, clear hearing, clear feeling, clear knowing. And these are invisible senses that you comprehend and perceive the invisible world. The world of spirit, of your guides, of your angels, of God, of Jesus, of Buddha, of other dimensions, the Pleiadians, the Galactic Federation, the Ascended. Many different dimensions of consciousness that you can perceive with these other senses. So the physical senses are for the physical world. The internal senses, or the clairs, are for the invisible world. Most people only use their physical senses. Very few people have learned to develop their spiritual senses. Everybody's got them, but not everybody wants to develop them. It takes a bit of practice to develop clairvoyance. It takes a bit of practice to develop clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. I'm still developing them. A lot of people have told me I'm supposed to be one of the best mediums they've ever seen. And I'm still developing. I know I'm still far from being what I know is possible. Like, I know there's so much more, right? I know. You get that place where you know there's more to life than what you're seeing with your eyes or hearing with your ears. Then you start exploring and getting curious. Oh, you're very welcome, Sunshine. Hello. Hello, William. You look awesome today. Thank you so much, Lystra. It was really wonderful seeing you the other day. Um, let's see here. Do I know the difference between the spiritual and the physical? I don't know if you do. You should, if you're asking the question. Hi there. Yeah, I saw that. Oops, sorry. Trying to keep this. I've still got a camera set up and trying to figure out here. Uh, Bless you to your divinity and back, so that all your divine gifts be at your advantage. Thank you so much. Very kind of you to say that. Thank you for sharing your story. You're welcome. Hello, I am stuck in whether to start at a new job because I take care of my mom part time. Should I take it? I get a yes. I get a strong yes. You want to do both. Do not divide yourself. You're taking care of your mom and you're doing the job. Don't think of it don't compartmentalize things like that. They will create internal conflict. If you say, should I do this or should I do this? The minute you make that statement, you compartmentalize yourself and you'll conflict yourself internally. Don't just say, should I do this or this? Do this and this. Get rid of the word or and put the word and in place. And take care of your mother and take the job. Take the job and take care of your mother. Do both. Right? Do both. You'll be surprised at how much more you can get done when you realize you don't have to divide yourself that way. Well, hello, Mary. Good to see you. Wonderful. Question from Mary. Can you please tell me if the light I saw standing beside me as I woke up was Christ or the Holy Spirit? They're the same thing. So yes to both. Christ is the embodiment of the Holy Spirit, just as Buddha is the embodiment of the Holy Spirit, just as Yogananda is the embodiment of the Holy Spirit, Elijah, Moses, Joan of Arc was the embodiment of the Holy Spirit, Mother Mary became the embodiment of the Holy Spirit. Many beings have become the embodiment of the Holy Spirit, but yes, it was Master Jesus, who I call Master Jesus. Hi there. Do I do past life readings? I'm not sure. I'm grateful for what I went through. I'm not sorry I went through what I went through as a child. I was sorry at the time. I was terrified. It was a very difficult time, but I would not change a thing. It has given me a gift of deep compassion to understand the pain that people can go through when there's nobody to talk to, and how important it is to be an ear for people that need to hear. Now, do I do past life readings? That sometimes happens when I do readings, where people will come into a reading and they might have a strong trauma or an emotion, or they just want to know something, and it can come from a past life. I have no preset conditions under which I read, or who's going to come, or what they're going to say, or what they're going to do. Generally speaking, the reading is not for me at all. The reading is for the person that comes. And I have no preconceived notions about what is going to occur. What occurs is what occurs. If a past life reading happens, it happens. If you connect to your divine being, that happens. If you connect to your grandparents, that happens. The reading is intimately and profoundly yours. And again, I've done so many readings and borne witness to the miracles of them. And I've watched people have connections and communions with people that I had no idea would be coming in. So yeah, it's unique to each individual. Can I do past life readings? Yes, I could probably do past life readings. It's not something that I choose to do this or this. They have always told me you are there to provide the truth that people are ready to receive. That's what they tell me I'm doing, is to provide the truth to the people that are ready to receive it. Right? That's it, quite simply. Oh, you're welcome, Mary. You do wake up with much love. You've grown so much. Hi, Barb. All is well. Thank you so much for asking. Mother Mary is now an archangel, twin of Raphael. I think it just goes to show we ever evolve. We don't automatically know everything when we cross. What you understand here you understand everywhere. Yes, that's true. But Buddha once told me, he said, listen, when you know nothing, you will know everything. When you know nothing, you will know everything. And it's from a human standpoint, that doesn't make any sense. But from a spiritual standpoint, it makes perfect sense. You have to be in that state of being to really comprehend the truth of that. Hi. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Sorry, I might have to keep adjusting the camera from time to time. Someone says, yes, I'm cutting out dirty products, gluten, and adding more water and celery juice and lemon juice. Yeah, wonderful. Good for you. Good for you. If you're looking for somebody who can really want it, you want some real help with nutrition and getting some good food and good energy in your body, you want to connect to our nutritional specialist who works in our master classes. Her name is Rita Mustafa. She runs a company called Oasis Health in Markham, Ontario. So you can look her up online and find Oasis Health and reach out to her. She'll help you with nutrition, and her rates are really reasonable too. She's worth every penny. 20 years experience. I have a test for work coming up. Do the guides have any advice I will be successful? Yes, if you got a test coming up, I'm going to ask you a question, Wendy, seeing as you got a test coming up. Let's just make an adjustment because it kind of seems a little awkward to me that's like that. There we go. That's better. So, Wendy, here's what I want you to do. You got a test coming up. I'm going to ask you a question right now and watch how you feel inside when I ask you this question, okay? And then I want you to tell me in the comment section how that feels. So the question I'm going to ask you, close your eyes and hear this question. How will it feel having already passed the test? How would you feel already having passed the test? And the feeling that comes in response to that question should be a positive one. And that feeling is the one you want to go into the test. You want to feel that feeling when you go and take the test of how you'd feel if you'd already passed the test. Take the test with that feeling of already having passed it. And yes, you will pass it with flying colors. Hello. Well, hello from Israel. Congratulations. You're having an interesting time keeping your freedom. There's a lot of darkness and a lot of light. All right. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate it. Will I ever be married? Not with that. You have to release that emotion. The emotion you have around not being married is preventing you from getting married. It's preventing you from attracting somebody in your life. The emotion you feel about not being married is preventing you from attracting somebody into your life. You have to release the emotion, the disappointment, and the concern you feel about not being married. You have to release that. Let it go. Because that's going to just keep feeding that condition. So yes, you can attract a marriage partner into your life, but you have to release that sense of loss, that sense of it's never going to happen. You have to let those emotions go, right? They're standing in the way. Oh, you're very, very welcome, Cuckoo. 41 years ago, I got mad at God for something major, and I split from Him for 3 years. He never left me, though. No, God can't leave you. God's beating your heart right now. Sorry, I may have missed that. Will my son come back into my life? If you are open and receptive to his returning, yes. Be open and receptive to his returning, not demanding. You can't say, I want you back in my life. It's like, I'm open to receiving you with love and grace. Just make that statement. I'm open to receiving you in my life with love and grace. And really transmit that sincerely towards him. That it's not a demand or your expectation, but you're truly open and receptive to having him come back into your life with love and grace. Very important, that term, love and grace. We should always want what we want with love and grace. We should always give with love and grace. We should always receive with love and grace. Very powerful. Very, very powerful. My granddaughter passed away at age 14 years of age last year from leukemia. Is she in a safe and happy place? She knew she was dying. Thank you. She's not in a safe or happy place. She's in bliss. She's in joy. She's in a new body. She's in a new life. She's in a new world. You know, life does not end with the physical body. Life does not end with this body. This personality called William will end. The personality of your daughter that you knew ended when that body ceased to function, but that soul is in a new life right now. And it's a beautiful life for her. Be happy. Take heart with that. You know, your body is not who you are. It's the instrument you use. And you're responsible for that body. You have to love that body. If you do not love that body, it will suffer. If you do not love that mind, you will suffer. Suffering is only necessary until it's not, as Eckhart Tolle would say. Hi. Hi there. Hi there. Good morning. Naraji, is there a word for me from God? The words I got to give you were come home. Come home. It's a play on words. He's saying come home. Come back to him. Come home. I don't know if you ever do that chanting. If you do chanting like Om, Om, go deeply into that sound. Come home. That's the word for you. That's the word he's got for you today. Oh, you're very welcome, Queen Sheba. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Can you say who my mom was with? Can I say if your mom was with Jesus? Everybody's had a fractal with that lifetime. Remember, just because the shapes, the forms change, you know, we can change costumes. We do it all the time. This is just a spacesuit, right? As my buddy James Nelligan used to say, this is just a spacesuit, right? It's just a spacesuit that you get to travel through this environment, right? And one day you're not going to need this spacesuit, right? We've all had different lifetimes. Many of us have had lifetimes with Jesus. Many of us have had lifetimes with Buddha. Many of us have had lifetimes not even on this planet, but on different planetary systems, right? So yes, you can go back to that lifetime too. I'm very well. Thank you for asking. I'm very, very well. Do I have a message from my guides? Yeah, get out on the earth. Put your hands and feet on the earth. Like sit down, put your hands and feet on the earth. They're saying very specifically for you, hands and feet on the earth. Not on cement, on earth like grass or forest floor. Hands and feet. They're saying do that for at least 20 minutes. They're saying close your eyes while you do it. Close your eyes while you're doing it. Hands and feet on the earth. You can do it most easily if you go to a tree and you lean back on the tree. Okay? Hang on, I gotta do this puzzle piece slidey thing here. There we go. So you want to sit the easiest way, lean back on a tree, hands on the ground, feet, bare feet on the ground, okay? Do that for at least 20 minutes a day. You'll have a huge shift in your energy. Yes. Thank you. When you clear the mind, you can learn and hear everything. That's correct. That's absolutely true. 100% true. The only time you can actually really hear is when your mind is quiet. I love it. Oh, you're very welcome, Wendy. You're very welcome, Cuckoo. Understand, I think I understood this. I have to attract this emotion. Yes, but you have to release. You have to release the fear that you're not going to have your partner. You have to let go of those emotions. And then you have to embody the joy of marriage, the joy of partnership, The joy, you got to really get into the feeling energy of it. But you also have to release the energy that's resistant to it. Release the old energy first, which is your fear, and then go into the joy of that wonderful marriage and relationship that is yours to have. Doesn't matter what age. My wife's 94-year-old father, and he walks and does his things. He's a very sharp guy. And he walks around for 2-3 kilometers every day. And his partner, of his wife of 40 plus years, passed away about 4 years ago. And so for about 1.5 2 years, he was on his own. And then, lo and behold, he meets another beautiful soul, a 96-year-old woman. And these two have been together now for the last 2 years. They're like two kids in love. It's the most amazing thing to watch people in their 90s find love. So nobody can tell me that you can't find love at any age if you believe. If you believe it's possible, it shall be done. Nothing is impossible if you believe. Nothing. Jesus tells me that all the time. If you believe it, William, it's going to be true. So yeah, it doesn't matter what age. Age has nothing to do with falling in love. How you look has nothing to do with falling in love. It's how you're being that determines what happens in your life. How you're being and what you're believing. Hi. Nari would like to have a message for her dad, from her dad, please. I don't know why I'm hearing an East Indian voice in my head. Maybe the name Nari is just stimulating my brain to do that. But the message I'm getting is, don't waste time. Waste no time. Waste no time. Or the way that I heard, don't waste any time, is the way I heard it in my head originally, right? Don't waste any time. Interesting. Wonderful. Do I know what ammonite means spiritually? Well, ammonite, remember, is a relatively new precious stone. It's based on the dead seashells of 200-year-old sea mollusks that used to crawl around the ocean. If I tune into the energy of it, for you, it opens up the possibility for many colorful things to happen in your life. Many colorful things. For you. For others, it might be different, because they are different. Your physical body is your spaceship to help you through this life. Better take care of it and love it. That's very true. Do I know where your soul went on Saturday night? You tried to go and meet God. You tried to go and actually meet God Saturday night. You tried to go and meet God on Saturday night. You got to the door, but it would not open for you. Yes, it has to be done deliberately. You have to do this in your waking state. You need to request a communion with the divine. Ask for God to speak to you directly. Right? Start trying to break his door down. My uncle's wife just transitioned last week. Any message from her? I'm just being told, so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all. I'm so grateful. It's just this word, just really just rapid fire. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all. And I'm feeling when she's saying all, she means all that she knows, all those that she knew in this life when she was in her physical body. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Yes, very powerful. I'm so grateful. That's really cool. Thank you, JJ. Appreciate that. Wonderful. Hi. That's really cool. That happens a lot here. If you embody the feeling of having it, you release the attachment to it. That's correct. Hi. Hi, Jeannie. How you doing? Janine. Janine, are you from South? Are you the Janine we know from South Africa? I'm just curious. You need to relax, though. You need to release that. You need to release that fear. Thank you, because I've been seeing Ammonite every day, even in a reading someone did for me. That's cool. Please, if I can have a message. You got a few questions answered today. Thank you so much. So we're all caught up there. I'm going to take a scroll through YouTube. And I think we're good today. Oh, Daniel's asking, last question. Matteo from Italy, when he draws self-portraits, he includes a lot of red, as in blood. What is the meaning of this? He's perceiving the root chakra energy. He's perceiving the intensity of their spiritual energy on the physical plane. So they got a lot of high creative energy, but it's in the lower energy centers. So he's picking up in their energy a lot of energy for creation, but it's in the lower energy centers. They have to elevate that energy up to make it a different type of creative process. I'm really grateful everybody came out today. Remember to share, like, subscribe, follow, send a donation in if you had your question answered. Go to my Linktree link on my TikTok bio or underneath any of my YouTube videos. Click the Linktree link and offer a donation for your question if you had one answered today. I want to say to everybody, thank you so much for coming out. Wish you much love. Remember to book a reading with me and you'll change your life. Masterclasses, WilliamMichaelForbes.com. Check them out. They will be very powerful and profoundly life-changing for anybody who chooses to engage in them. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day, and I will see you guys on the Wednesday edition of Shortcut to Your Soul. Bye for now.